You are listening to episode 216 of the Game Deflators Podcast. My name's John, and I'm joined by Brian.
Hey, everybody, here at the Game Deflators Podcast, we like to talk about games we've recently picked up, games we're currently playing, and we ring in the Rue Year with our guest and announce our new games resolution.
Ringing in the Rue Year.
I like that.
So we're, of course, joined by John Rue of the Retro Room. And I think you've been on here a few times now. And
yeah, thanks for having me again, for sure.
Yeah,
Of
man,
course,
it's always
of
great to
course.
chat with you.
Yeah.
Happy holidays. How they been treating you?
Really good. Yeah, I just had a daughter like 6 months ago, so we got to spoil her for Christmas, and
Nice.
it was really a good time. I never, it's like nice to have a kid for the holidays because you can like truly reappreciate them again. So that was cool. How about you guys?
I have a 3-month-old son now, so that was same boat as you.
So we're on the
man.
same page.
Yeah. So
Your
also
first?
also got
Same.
to do the whole like Christmas all over again, and
Right
it's
on.
just a lot of fun.
Right on. Yeah, that is cool. We got kids close in age then. For
Yeah.
sure. Mine's 6 months old, so right there.
Yeah, nice stuff.
It's
Ryan
crazy.
has no kids.
I
So-
have no kids. No kids win.
Still enjoying the free life then.
Freedom.
Still sleeping, huh?
Yes.
You see the transmutation circle thing in the back that he's got there.
Yeah.
If he has a kid, I kind of feel bad for that child because he does have a corgi as well. It runs
Oh,
around.
I will
Oh,
fuse that
boy.
child.
Oh yeah.
Not a good recipe. We actually just interviewed Chuck Huber, who actually voices that character, so it's
Oh,
already
yeah.
set in stone. Yeah.
Right on.
So, Rue, you've been on before. We're
Yeah.
going to first ask you where people can find you.
Yeah. www.theretroroomgames.com is the primary place to find what I do. If you just type in the Retro Room or the Retro Room Games on pretty much any social media like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I have something going on all of those. Mastodon, Hive, all these new platforms everybody's migrating to. I'm pretty much everywhere that you can be. So if you want to find me, then reach out, send me a message, let's chat.
We'll have to set up a Hive once it's a little more widely available, as well as Mastodon.
Sure.
Dude,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know what any of this stuff is. You guys are speaking Gen Z beyond me.
Basically, people got pissed off at Twitter, and then they went off to Hive and Mastodon.
Yeah, and then they came back to Twitter.
And then they came back to Twitter.
Dude,
like-
everybody likes to be at a dumpster fire.
Dude,
Sure.
like somebody the other day was like, "Oh, Twitter's gone downhill." I'm like,
I'm having a
literally
blast.
Feels, I'm like, it
Yeah.
literally feels the same, if not better,
Yeah.
than what it was.
Yeah, I'm having a blast for sure.
Good stuff. All right. So for the Game Deflators, you can find us on the GameDeflators.com, our out-of-date website. You can also find us on YouTube. Hopefully, we have a video up right now. If not, it'll just be the audio on YouTube. But we're all caught up on there, Ryan. So awesome stuff. You can find us on Facebook at the Game Deflators. Instagram is at the Game Deflators, and Twitter is at Game Deflators because they don't like the. You can also find us on your favorite podcast application, as well as leaving us a 5-star review on that podcast app. That'd be
Thanks
awesome.
in advance.
Okay, so current pickups. Rue, you're a guest. What are your pickups for this week? What'd you get?
Dude, oddly, like this is probably like left field, but I have always picked up like these rental, like this is not gaming at all. This is just like my weird collections, but I always pick up these like rental VHS tapes from like a Blockbuster Hollywood Video from these thrift shops. And man, I found some good anime. I found like Dragon Ball Z. I found a couple of Miyazaki films. So dude, it was really cool. And for them to be like anime and VHS combo is like already hard to find, much less like with Blockbuster stickers all over it. Super dope, super cool finds for me. So
Nice.
I also got a tablet also for Christmas, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, what
Good
kind?
game. It's like one of the Fire ones, the Amazon Fires. But if you put the Play Store on it, you can put like emulators and do the whole gaming thing on it. So it's been kind of fun to play with.
Yeah, we have a Fire as well that we use.
Yeah,
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 we
it's fun. It's
predominantly use
definitely
it.
fun.
Yeah, we predominantly use it for D&D stuff.
That's what
Right?
I got
Characters
Okay.
mine
and all that.
for. Mine was like such
D&D,
an old
nice.
brick one.
Nice. Are you playing anything right now?
Dude, I started playing like some of the classics that whenever I start picking up the emulators and stuff, I start playing with like A Link to the Past or Donkey Kong Country and a lot of Super Nintendo stuff. So
Nice.
even though I have like physical copies of the games and I have like a real Super Nintendo, it's like kind of cool to play it on another device.
Yeah.
Always.
I've made a mistake so many times when traveling for business where I'll download like an emulator on my phone and I'm like, I'll try Donkey Kong for like the upteenth time on my phone. And it's just a pain in the
Yeah.
ass on like the touch screen. I need to get a control for that.
Man, I found like these two like USB like Super Nintendo controllers for $10 on Amazon, and it's just the best buy ever.
Nice.
There you go.
So it goes well with the tablet combo.
So for me this week, I finally picked up my GPU. So
Nice.
I ended up getting, I have my notes on the side here, Power Cooler Fighter 6800, so AMD. And
Sounds fancy.
it is a behemoth.
All right.
I mean, I put a picture on Instagram, and I mean, basically my keyboard is, I don't know, 18 inches long.
Oh, so it's like monstrous in size.
Oh yeah,
and in power.
Oh yeah, it's huge, man. So like we pulled it out, and so initially because I was running like a GeForce GT 710, which is like, I don't know, it cost me $30. That gives you an idea. And that was 5 years ago or 3 years ago. It cost me $30. And so I pulled it out. My brother's here for the week.
Cool.
And he looks at it because he hadn't seen like the new GPUs in person. So he looks at it and he's like, huh, I thought they would be much bigger. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, the GPU, isn't this a new one? I'm like, no. And I pulled out like the actual thing. And he's like, holy crap. It's like 10 times the size, man. Like in like just full capacity. It's just a monster. It's got 320 millimeter fans on it, I want to say. Wow. And it's just big. So we got that loaded up yesterday, and I did some benchmarking. So nice. I was hitting,
push it to the limit.
Yeah, I need to look at overclocking. I mean, this is my first like big PC purchase outside of building my PC initially, which was always missing the new GPU. So benchmarking yesterday, I was able to hit like 1440p on ultra settings, and I was getting an average of like 150 frames per second.
What game? That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
It was just benchmarking stuff. Now, if I started doing like an actual game, it depends. I could probably hit about 100 plus on 1440 and then 60 plus on 4K on ultra settings.
What's going to be your first like banging game that you're going to just like view all the settings on?
Well, hopefully one of Rue's games.
You've been working on that ray tracing, Rue?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I bought a laptop a couple years back, like with an i7, a nice video card and everything in it, and I just use it to like build old games from 1992. So it's just like this wasted effort. But sometimes I play new games.
I'm looking for the Quest to Rest HD remaster ray tracing.
3D, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Hey, man.
So as far as games are concerned, I'm not sure yet, to be honest. When we get into like the games that we're looking forward to in 2023, I'll probably have a couple there that I'm interested in looking into. Yeah. But as of right now, I don't have anything like, 100% like I'm going to play this tomorrow on the computer. And
but like you just got the thing, like you got to use the thing.
I have
install some mods on Skyrim at least.
Well, first off, I'm using it now.
Ultra HD.
So right now we're actively using it because it's computer's on. So it's one thing, but just a little bit ago, it's actually tremendously helped with 3D printing, like models and stuff.
Oh, cool.
So so I don't know if you know, but I got a 3D printer probably about a month ago now. And the program that I use on the old GPU was hot garbage. You could like try to scroll around and it was super slow. This one just like zips back and forth, no problem.
What is the program?
For right now, it's just like AnyCubic, which is AnyCubic Photon Workshop, which is basically you put your STL files on there, and then you can add supports and other stuff and get it ready for 3D printing. Cool. And then popping it into a resin printer. So specifically for D&D minis is why I bought it. But I can make other things, obviously. But yeah, so that program runs like super smooth now. Like there's no issues
Nice.
with that program.
It's always nice.
Yeah, so that was my big pickup. And then as far as currently playing, I have been playing Beat Saber, which they have a new rock mix track that was just released. So that was kind of cool.
Cool.
Freebird is the worst thing they could have added to this, and they did.
Man, I've heard Freebird too many times in my life to hear it ever
Yeah.
again. So
Look, I mean, I struggle. So my brother's sitting behind me, and he's like, "Oh, I used to play Freebird on Guitar Hero with no issue." I'm like, "You're literally standing there, and you're pressing buttons and strumming with your hand. There's a difference between the Freebird guitar solos and doing it on expert mode in Beat Saber,
Yeah,
and going all over
totally
the place and
different thing.
flailing."
I've never played Beat
And
Saber.
Yes,
So
it's a workout. After that,
it looks cool.
I was done after Freebird. I'm like, I can't play anymore. And I mean, it was a lot of fun playing Freebird. But dude, the song is just too damn long. There's obviously like the solos that are tied into it. Halfway
Right.
through, I'm just like, oh my god, I can't do this. And yeah, but what was great about it is Freebird was so ridiculously difficult and so fast as it was going by. I went into other expert songs that I hadn't beaten before and was like on my grade for all of them. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I just need to start with Freebird.
It got you
every
warmed
time.
up.
Dude, 100%. So, like, after Freebird is done and I got in those other expert songs, I'm like, this is kind of slow. It's not going as fast as what I'm used to.
You started
So
to see the Matrix.
Yeah.
I've never played Beat Saber or really anything in VR. So
It's cool.
fun.
I'm sure it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. It's a lot of fun. And we're actually going to play some Doom 3 tonight, the VR version.
Ooh, nice.
So,
Ooh.
yeah, my brother was like, oh, I don't want to play Beat Saber. I'm like, all right, then I'll put in Doom and we'll play some Doom.
I'm a little
Badass.
scared that I would get dizzy, you know?
You know, it depends on the game. So, like, some games that I played in VR
Mhm.
are like motion sickness galore, and
Right.
there's issues with that. But other games, like, I can kind of sit back and there's no problem. And I'm kind of prone to motion sickness already.
I am too.
Yeah, so like certain games, like I was playing Eagle Flight, I think is the game, and you literally fly around Paris as an eagle. And that one just like within 10, 15 minutes, like I'm done. Like I can't
Turning
play
green.
Beat Saber, I'm all good. I can keep playing. We played Moss. I could go for a little bit longer period of time with Moss. But yeah, certain games are just kind of brutal. So we'll see how Doom is. Doom might just be like, I start playing it, I'm like, no, I can't do this.
They'll make it better over time. Like I know that Sony's specifically working towards targeting that more in the PSVR 2. So hopefully future generations, you know, like if you haven't jumped in yet, Rue, like
No, I
we
haven't.
both have the Quest 2. And I mean, before the price hike on that, like I thought it was pretty much like the best intro deal you could go for, like $250 to get in. You don't have to hook it up to anything. It just goes like,
Right.
but I only have tried like a few things for it because like, I don't know, it didn't really catch me the way I thought it would. And I never like really started buying and getting into all the games and the possibilities. Like John's really dove in a lot more now with the PSVR 1 that he's got too.
Right.
Yeah. And I got that on a pretty nice deal as well. I want to say it was like under $200 is what I paid for it. So,
It's good.
Yeah,
it's
totally
a good
worth
deal.
And I'll see. I've been playing Sackboy's Big Adventure. So we got to the 5th world, which I think is the final world on that game.
Nice.
Still a great game. Definitely enjoying it. You know, obviously it's like that tie of Little Big Planet meets, you know, more of like a Mario Odyssey type of feel. And I say Mario Odyssey loosely, only more so because like the top-down view for 3D and like not 3D, third person basically.
Mhm.
So that's kind of why I bring that up. But I'm liking it. It's a good game. And it's like $20 everywhere. So if you don't have this game and you've got a PS5 or even a PS4, I think it's a must pick up for sure. And then D&D planning. I am still planning our Strixhaven campaign, Ryan.
It's almost January.
Yeah, so I've already written out not orientation. I've actively written out session 0.
Okay.
And that's going to be like an actual session. So like you guys will have to have your characters already pre-prepared on what you want to do. And then we'll actively be running through that. And it'll be kind of a test in a way. Like you guys will be able to use your characters and go through like an actual session and then tweak how you want. So you're like, oh, I don't really like how this is working. I'm going to actually do this instead for my character.
Okay.
So those are types of things that you guys can do in that. And then I'm planning out session 1. or really more like sessions 1 through 3. I like to plan about at least minimum of 2 sessions when I plan. So that way, if you guys go over, I have a little bit more that I can go into, or if you are behind, then I can kind of add on from there and just kind of keep prepping.
Yeah.
And because these campaigns from the books are so linear, there's not a ton you guys can do, like exploratory wise. So it'll be kind of nice to stick to more of a linear campaign where you're not like,
I
oh,
drop out of school and become an exotic dancer.
I would allow
Deal
that.
with that, DM.
I would allow that. That would be great. Like, and I'd have to create like a whole like off-campus erotic dancing location for my character. Yeah, it'd be great. And he would be the only dancer. That's the best part about it because it's brand new.
Hey, I saw an opening in the market. I took it. I figured school was for suckers.
Yeah, you learned all the magic you needed. Fake clothing. All right, Ryan, what are you up to this week?
So we picked up something interesting and different. We picked up Telling Lies. This is by Sam Barlow. Made Her Story like a year or two ago. They are like FMV style games where you are searching a database for words and pulling up video clips and trying to put together a story. So I don't know much about Her Story, but that's the one that I heard people talk about him and made a pretty big splash. This one is a lot higher budget. It looks like it's got like actual actors and stuff that you would recognize from things in there. It's got like a bunch of different locations and different storylines that you're trying to piece together. So it's all just through the veneer of like, you remember playing Metroid Prime and you could see like Samus's face in the visor. So you're like sitting at a computer and you can see like your character's face like reflected in the hum of like the monitor a little bit. And you're just like searching for words and pulling up videos and watching the videos and scrubbing through them to try to find connections and stuff. It's very interesting.
Just wait until we get a
FMV.
point. Wait until we get to a point where we have augmented reality and you're looking in the
yeah.
mirror of a video game and it's
and you're just like the Matrix, just like throwing stuff around like VR screens and stuff, or not?
Yeah,
it's
like,
not the
already
Matrix. It's
happening.
like Tony Stark.
You can already see it happening. I saw like this thing on TikTok where they were playing like you probably already heard of it, but the Mario Kart with the real cars, and I think they're doing it on VR, and it's like it looked really cool, dude. It like builds the course out of wherever you're like driving in your house or whatever. It looked awesome.
Oh yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
Those are cool.
The guys made like, it was him and his son, right? And they made like these big setups or whatever.
No, it seemed like augmented reality. I think they were wearing like some sort of VR goggles, and they like when you would drop an item like a banana or something, it was like on your kitchen floor.
Oh, what?
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll have to send it to you. It looked really cool.
Yeah,
definitely. I saw one. It might be the same one, but I saw one where the dad and his son, they built pretty much like these Mario Karts, and they were on like these hydraulics and stuff, and like they could move and everything else as well. And so they would steer the new Mario like augmented reality setup where you go through your house and everything.
Yeah.
But they were in like these pre-built things. So basically, if he crashed into a wall, he stalled out, or if he got hit, the whole thing spun around and rocked him back and forth. I'll have to find out when it's
people are crazy.
The future is here, man.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's everything you want. Have you seen the videos of people that are like on the platforms where they can play in VR and like they can turn like multiple directions and they can run and everything and it's no problem? Like just
all that needs to happen is that they have something that scans your room, and just turns whatever's there into items, like. We're so close to that.
I think next 20 years, so be in the 50s or so and still playing. I think.
Yeah. I bet you it happens even quicker with like AI, dude. It's crazy. Have you guys played with that Chat GPT or whatever?
My friend showed me it. I got a friend who's really into AI stuff. He was blowing my mind.
Dude, as somebody who builds video games, and I was like asking it like for help building a video game, it was like really thorough with the answers, like with coding, actually showing me like the scripts, and you could just copy and paste it. It's like wild, man. I was like, give me a double jump, in NES Maker, and it was like, here you go, here's the code. I was like,
I
whoa.
heard it. I heard that that's like the best implementation for AI is to like use it as like a way to offboard your like BS work to just help your
Right.
pipeline be faster. But like I did see an article last week that like academia is like struggling with it because like it's like the perfect way to cheat at homework, except it just kind
Yeah.
of blatantly lies to you with confidence. So like kids just copy and paste it and submit totally wrong stuff, but it's written like with such confidence.
With prestige.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, with the AI thing, I know there's like you can have it write you a children's book or something.
Right.
Like, write me
I
a
saw
children's
stuff.
book, and
Saw
it'll
crazy
Winning
stuff.
county fairs in art.
Yeah. I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, there's AI.
We have
that
similar
creates
Google
artwork.
feeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There's also AI apparently that makes like artwork. You can say, "Hey, I want you to combine like this type of image with this image and this image," and spits out a whole totally
Yeah.
new image.
It's
I'm
crazy, man.
Like, that'd be great for the children's
People
book.
are using that for games now too.
Well, yeah, dude, I saw them upscaling like the Fallout sprites from the original Fallout game
Ah.
into like super HD characters, and it was like really cool looking. I was like, whoa, it was some sort of AI program.
It does bring up like copyright issues too. Like if you had
Sure.
that program like write you code and write you like an entire novel, like
Is that
technically-
legit?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the AI database or whatever wrote it, but like how does
Mm-hmm.
that work? Is it just because the logarithms and the coding behind that it's pulling a bunch of stuff? Like do you own
How
it? Does
fair.
somebody else own it? Yeah,
Right.
it does bring a lot of things into question. Obviously, I don't think we're there yet with that.
No, yeah, well, it'll come soon, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, as far as
How did we get
coding and
onto
other
this?
things, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? The Mario Kart thing.
It's a Game Deflators podcast. We ran.
Right.
All right. So as far as coding and such is concerned, updates. What do you have for us? What's going on with the retro room?
I just released an NES and GBA game called Airball, and it was previously canceled on the NES and never released on the Game Boy Advance. So I was like really happy to do that. That's one thing that I really like to do is to take games that were canceled and give them an actual physical release. So that's one of the more recent ones that I've done. There's another one coming up. It's funny. I'm like hearing my email going off. I think it's like I'm hoping it's my sales, but but yeah, it's always cool to take like a game that hasn't been released and then release it, something that was previously canceled. And I have about 3 or 4 of them coming up that I have, the intellectual property rights or licensing rights to. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the future when it comes to that. One of them is actually an FMV game.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
How
How
much
did,
contact do you get with like the original kind of creators or people that were around?
I try to get into contact with them if I can. A lot of them are like hard to get in touch with, but like the first time that I did this was with a game called Elland. It was like previously a Dune game.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I did a Kickstarter for it, and we scrubbed it of all the Dune content and released it. And one of the original devs had reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I'm super glad that you're doing this because we worked on that game forever, and nobody got to play it. It didn't see the light of day, and it's getting a physical release, and that's really cool." So, I love to chat with the original developers. I leave all of the credits in. It's not something that I like scrape out of there or something like that. I want them to get like the credit that they deserve, and I really want their game to get seen. So, and a lot of times like they're still involved, maybe they had sold the company or whatever, but they're still involved somehow or another. If they can be,
How did Ellen's go? Like how did everything go like sales wise and all of that? Like
it was great. Yeah, it was unbelievable, honestly.
yeah, I think you were featured in like Kotaku or something too, weren't you?
Yeah. Like a few really big publications had talked about it. PC Gamer, and there was like an IGN article, and yeah, it was like it was really big. It was huge. Like I said, like I don't know, unbelievable. But it's one of the cooler things for me to do, like in my career as a publisher, is to be able to take those canceled games and give them the light of day. So. I'm really glad for the press. That's really cool and everything. But, it's just, it's cool to me to give people a cool game that I appreciate and that I think they'll appreciate, so it ends up being a win for me whenever people enjoy the game. And that's a really cool one. Like if you guys haven't played it, totally play it. It's really cool.
Now, I think when we were tweeting you had mentioned there was like a secret game or something that you're really happy to be working on soon.
Definitely. There's a few of them. Yeah. Yeah,
So-
there's a few of them that I'm really happy to just have like in my grasp.
I'm gonna
The
try
one that
and-
I was probably talking about was a Super Nintendo game. It was canceled, and it's just really a fun game. And you could try to guess, but you'll never guess in a million years.
let me see. You had
There's a lot of Super Nintendo games that are canceled, but it's a good one, and
my phone just died.
it flew bummer. It flew under the radar completely, and I feel like it's a really cool game that I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy. It's really animated and really cool, and it was almost finished, and it just deserves the light of day. I'm really happy that I was somehow managed to get my hands on it.
Yeah, I'm
How
trying
long
to-
have you been working with it
trying to
now?
Find it now.
Probably a year now. Maybe it's been a long time. I was working with this guy like as a middleman who like connected me to the rights holders, and like I was working on another game that we took on from the C64 and put it on the Game Boy, which I can't talk about the actual name of the game, but they've been giving me like a lot of trouble because the port isn't like exact, and they're like, hey, we need it to be like perfect, and I'm like, the Game Boy, it's hard to do, and I've been kind of working on that. And the second game came into view, and I was like, let's put the second one out first. So that's the next game that's going to come out probably in January.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Sweet. So not too long out on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I have 7 games right now that I'm planning on publishing, and 2 of them are indie games and 5 of them are licensed games. Like,
Man, you're good at juggling, aren't you?
It's tough, man.
That's
I'm
like
a
a lot of work with
tired.
a 6-month-old.
Dude, I'm tired.
And you just got married too, didn't you?
I just got engaged. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just like 2 weeks ago today, actually.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm really hyped about that. It's really cool. So I have help from her. That's at least I'm not alone, right?
Yeah,
2023, year of the Roo.
Well,
yeah, hopefully.
2022 was awesome, and then 2023
Yeah.
we're just going to build upon that. So it's awesome.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's dude. In 2021, 2020, they've all been like pretty good years to me. Like I don't know, something. I'm gonna get struck by lightning or something, dude.
Dude.
Knock
same
on
boat.
wood.
Same
Yeah,
boat,
right?
man. Like everybody had like such bad years, obviously the last few years, and then like I've just
Yeah.
been as lucky as you, where all the good
Yeah,
stuff.
not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a rarity. All right. Well, let's dive into kind of what we're looking forward to in 2023. Now that we're on that topic.
Let's keep
right?
those good years
Sure.
rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
games that we're looking forward to. So I'll just kind of open this up. It'll be pretty much a super short discussion here, but
There's so many though.
yeah, there's so many.
Yeah.
But like the top ones that caught my attention are Stalker 2. I remember playing the first Stalker years ago on PC. In fact, now that I got the new GPU, I'm considering looking for like an upgraded Stalker, something out there that's maybe, HD.
I've never played it.
That. Oh, dude, Stalker was
Well,
phenomenal.
Stalker 2, that's kind of on
Are you a
hiatus
stalker?
because that's from Ukraine, right? Is
Well,
where the developers are?
I'm not sure. I just know that Stalker is specifically Shadow of Chernobyl, and it basically deals with you in a nuclear wasteland,
Right.
and like crazy creatures coming out and
Oh,
attacking.
you know what? I might have played this game as you're describing it. How old is it?
Early 2000s, I think.
Okay,
Here,
yeah,
let me
I
look.
definitely played it in that case.
Yeah,
I thought it was a newer game. Yeah.
yeah.
I played
That's
this
kind of
at
on
one point or
hiatus
another.
because of the war in Ukraine right now. So
2007.
that may not be coming out.
Bummer.
Yeah, no, 2007, published by THQ, and it's great. First person shooter role playing game. Like I
love
enjoyed it
it.
when I played it. Didn't get to beat it, so that's maybe one that I need to beat. But
Yeah.
I'm sure over the last 15 years that somebody has taken the original Stalker and likely enhanced it in some way.
Slapped some hacks and mods on it to make it
Yep.
super HD and expanded.
So we'll see how that is. I'll have to dive into that a little bit. But Stalker 2 has my interest. In fact, the new trailer got released today. So
Oh,
cool.
really?
definitely needs, yeah.
Oh, so it is going into effect. I guess it's
Right? Yeah. Senua Saga. So Hellblade Senua Saga. I watched a trailer for that the other day, the newest trailer. Damn. I'm so ready for this, man. So now that I've got the GPU, everything is kind of coming together, Ryan. I can start looking at Game Pass on PC specifically and be able to play a lot of these titles that I would otherwise have to get an Xbox for. So that's the route I'm going to go with that. Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, that looks really cool. Yeah,
I think everybody's got that on their list because it's just
Yeah.
like it's the game we've all wanted, but like it took them this long to do it. But maybe that's a good thing. Like maybe now the tech is there to where you can live the fantasy, because like trying to do like an open world Harry Potter on the GameCube was never going to happen.
So
Right.
you and I, Ryan, I'm going to look it up here. We initially talked about that specific.
I know, forever ago.
Yeah, we talked about it at my house in Chandler, actually,
Yeah.
when I was living out there. God, I'm trying to find it. Like, dude, it's so far in our YouTube. Okay, I think I found it. We talked about that game in like literally like episode 14, I want to say.
Yeah. So
That
200
specific game.
episodes ago.
Yeah,
So-
that's 200 episodes ago. Like,
Wow.
we talked about that game and it was like, oh, Harry Potter RPG is coming, and that was, God, yeah, like 2019 is when we talked about that. It was based on still frames. Like somebody found still frames of the game.
Oh,
and,
it was like a leak.
yeah, it was a super early leak. And we were like, oh, cool, like it's coming, like it's gonna happen. And we were like, this
That's
sounds
funny.
like exciting. And here we are, 3 years later.
It's getting released. Yeah, I enjoyed the original Harry Potter games, like for the PS1, PS2. Like I played those ones too. So just to have like seems like the experience that I was trying to get out of those games, like coming to fruition. So,
and it's going to be fun to experience that world, but not in the same story. Like that's the thing I hate about like Batman and Spider-Man. It's like I know how their parent figures died and their backstory and how tragic it is. You don't have to show it every movie. Like every
Right.
Harry Potter game doesn't have to be about Harry Potter anymore. It can just be
Right.
about you
Hogwarts.
in that world.
Right. I like that. I like that concept too.
Yeah.
Expansion of
Yeah.
the universe.
And the last game that I'm really excited for right now is The Lords of the Fallen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I need to actually make a retraction. So I was giving this game a bunch of shit a few weeks ago because I thought it was literally just called Lords of the Fallen again, which is what it was called the first time that they released it. I didn't realize they put an extra "the" at the beginning of it.
I feel like I've heard of this game.
Yeah,
Lords of the
I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
So I'll find the trailer right now.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, it looks really, really good.
Yeah, so it's kind of got like a Souls vibe for it, which is,
Right.
of course, down my alley for sure. Let's see. I don't want to open it right now because then the audio might bleed through as we're recording. But here's what I'll do. I'll just send you the most recent trailer that came out 2 weeks ago. It's a top trailer, and I'll send it to you so you can check it out later.
Yeah.
I was watching it last night, and it just got me even more hyped. So it's awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Now watch, it's going to come out. It's going to have like terrible reviews, and I'll just wait for it to hit a bargain.
Hey, sometimes people think games are terrible that I really love, so it happens all the time to me for some reason.
Like every game is somebody's favorite.
Is there anything you're looking forward to in particular?
Just trying to. I want to get a Switch and just kind of like, dude, I haven't even played like some real basic stuff. So like, I just want to get my hands on a Switch and just catch up, really. So I haven't really been in the Nintendo realm. I didn't have a Wii U. I didn't have a Switch. So there's some catching up to do.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 7 years of Switch titles to get now.
Plus the Wii U. Yeah.
What about a Wii specifically?
Oh, dude, I love the Wii.
Oh, okay.
I got the Wii like launch. It was one of those things. My sister worked at Target, and she like grabbed one out of the back and bought it, and I was like, yeah, I got it before everybody because it was all sold out.
So that was a night.
Twilight Princess,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a pretty extensive Wii collection that I've just kind of picked up over the years because there's so much like shovelware and like interesting titles on there that like you never know what you're gonna find.
Yeah, I love the garbage. To me, it's fun.
Yeah. Ryan, what about you?
Oh man, so there's so much stuff. Like you didn't even say Zelda. Zelda's gonna come out.
I have to beat the first one on the
Dude,
No, you
Switch.
don't,
see, that's the
John.
crazy
It's a
part. Breath
Zelda
of the
game.
Wild, have never played it. Yeah.
Game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't played
I
it
need to
either.
catch up. Yeah, it's just one of those that I need to play. Like, because I've heard so many good things about it, and like obviously it's amazing. Like, I don't think I've played a Zelda game that I dislike, and I've played a lot of Zelda games. So,
Maybe now I can play it in 4K on my computer.
right?
Yeah.
right.
Somebody, I mean, if it's on Steam Deck, it's definitely on PC in general.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
The
You
superior
can download
version.
that Dolphin emulator and
Exactly. That's what you
make
need.
it happen.
Nintendo's going to ban us now for saying
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Armored Core, the new FromSoft game. You know, I love me some big giant robots, and this is going to be the first big giant robot game they've made since I loved all the other games that they made. So that's got to be checked out. Starfield got the Game Pass, so I'm going to
Ooh,
get
yeah,
a free
looks
ticket
cool.
to ride on that. That'll be fun. You know,
Looks
and
cool.
and that way, even if it's like a crash and burn, like it has all the Bethesda bugs and isn't a great launch, even though they've delayed it like 4 times, like it'll still be worth the price of admission because I'm already paying for that.
Which Game Pass plan do you have, by the way?
I downgraded recently, so I
Oh.
had the one with the streaming, and I mess around with it on my phone here and there, and I was never gonna really use it, so I figured why not save the $5 a month or whatever.
See, I was going to ask you if I could be part of your family plan, but you downgraded.
You know, you get me on a family plan of yours, and I'll get you on a family plan of mine.
There
You
you
want
go.
You want Funimation access?
Already got that.
Hey,
Well, damn.
we got some anime fans.
Oh, dude, you don't even know, man. Like,
He's
A whole nother
far into
conversation.
One Piece now.
look, we could
Oh,
jump
wow.
into it as soon as Ryan finishes his. We'll talk about where I'm at with One Piece specifically. Go on, Ryan.
Let's see. I gotta get in on the Resident Evil 4 remake. That's my favorite game of all time. So that's gonna
No
be
way.
incredible. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that game.
I've been waiting forever for Hollow Knight Silksong, like everybody else has. That's gonna be sweet.
Hollow Knight's cool.
And then you already mentioned Hogwarts, and then Final Fantasy 16. Man, you know, I don't think that it's going to be. I just don't feel like it's probably going to catch me the way it's going to catch everybody else, but I really want to give it a good, solid shot because I'm still going to like it, but I just am afraid that where I'm at in my gaming career, I'm going to play like 10 hours of it and then bounce off and be like, this is just too long of an RPG for me now or something.
It's funny how that happens, right?
It
Yeah.
totally does. Because like I loved Final Fantasy 15 and I played the first 12 hours of it twice, but I think I only made it like 18 hours into the game or something. And I'm not going to go back and do the first 12 hours a third time just so that I can make it 20 hours into the game. Because I know how I am nowadays.
Right.
So
I totally get that. Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where before I even start a game, I'm like, how long to beat.com? Hashtag not a porn site. So I'm always on there, man. Like, in fact, that's when I was looking at my new games resolution I will talk about. That's where I went initially. I'm like, how long am I going to be sitting playing this? Yeah.
What's like an average that you go for?
Like at most, like maybe 25, 30 hours right now, just because I'm so busy.
Bro,
and
you're being a dad, you know?
Yeah, so like my gaming time
job.
now is like 8:30 p.m. to about 11:30 p.m. But that's consumed by One Piece, which we could talk about really quick.
Oh yeah.
So Ryan, I'm on like episode 852.
You've been watching for a couple of years or what?
He's been watching for 3 months.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, you've been nailing him in the coffin, dude.
I'm just like
800 episodes. Holy shit.
850.
John has no life.
Yeah, no. I mean, look.
Oh man.
From 8 o'clock to 11:30, I have to have like all the lights out in the house. I can't really have the TV, so I'm on my phone the whole time.
Right.
And I was like, let me do something fruitful. So let me just play watch One Piece. And sometimes when I'm
Right.
working out in my house, I'll have it on the TV upstairs, run on a treadmill, and I'm watching One Piece, or as I'm lifting weights or something, I'm actively watching One Piece, and
Right.
or I'm feeding the baby and I'm watching One Piece. So
There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm almost caught up. So once I'm caught up on One Piece, that'll let me.
What is caught up? Is that like how many?
I
A
haven't
thousand
decided.
episodes?
Let's see.
I want to say that the Japanese, Japanese to English sub starts like right after the Wano arc, if I'm correct. So that's pretty much what I'm aiming for, is like just catching up to where the English dub is up to, and then
Right.
taking a pause from there. And I kind of want to watch Dragon Ball GT just because I
Yeah.
haven't finished that one yet. But I do have this new games resolution, so maybe what'll end up happening is
1,045 episodes.
Nice.
okay. Yeah, I'll be there.
Very close.
I'll be there in a couple weeks.
Yeah, you'll get there in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's about right.
At this rate.
I was at like 750 something last week.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about 100
Killing 'em,
episodes a
bro.
week. Yeah.
That's
Um,
wild.
It's so insane, man.
I,
But I mean,
I thought you were gonna say I've been watching for like 2 years.
Right?
no, man. Dude, they're like 17-minute episodes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they're quick.
you know,
And then once you get hooked on something, dude, it's a go. You
well,
know?
and it's just so easy to like, oh, I'm cooking. I can have One Piece playing in the
Yeah.
background, or like feeding the
Yeah.
baby, One Piece, or
Yeah.
I might be writing something down for like D&D notes, and I can have One Piece playing. So I'm
Until
still
you
actively
run out of
engaged.
that English, though.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So that's why I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to move into most likely the new games resolution. It's going to be disappointing, but I want to say like the main fight in the Wano arc is caught up on English dub, and then they release new episodes on like a monthly basis, like 14
Right.
episodes at a time. So, in the like 2 or 3 months that maybe I'm playing these video games,
They'll catch up some.
they'll catch up a little bit, and I can keep watching. But as far as what's happened right now, he's in the fight with Katakuri right now. So I don't know, Ryan. Am I caught up to you? Am I past you now?
Who's Katakuri?
There we go. I'm past Ryan. How long have you been watching One Piece, Ryan?
So I mean, I stopped watching forever ago and started reading the manga, but I've been, let's see. I mean, I watched One Piece way back when I lived with Mel and Brad back in like
Yeah.
2014. And then I started reading it again probably in like 18 or something like that. And then I've kind of read it off and on in spurts since then.
So Katakuri is Big Mom's son who has the mochi mochi fruit, and he can do like the same stuff Luffy can do.
Okay, yeah. So no, I'm not there. I don't
I
think yet.
officially passed you.
Maybe, yeah.
Holy crap! So now we can talk more One Piece. That's great.
There you go.
So
Soak
wait,
it in.
hold on. Has there been so you've already seen like the whole like wedding
Yep.
cake
Past
and
that.
everything? Okay, yeah. That's
Well, the second wedding cake is being created right now.
okay, that's basically about kind of where I am. They're like trying to make the wedding cake to calm her down.
Nice. So
And
I
I've
caught
been there for like 3 months or something. Like I stopped reading for a while.
I can't read manga. I just don't do it anymore.
I think
Don't
what
have
it
time.
is that like even though my like middle screen is like doesn't bug me too much, it does make me sad to look at it, so I don't want to like read manga all the time now like I used to.
Yeah. And then I guess also in anime news, Chainsaw Man episode 12?
Hey, was that any good? I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's talking about it.
I like
it's-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
It's
So
one I need to check out.
you can binge it now, the first season.
Yeah, yeah. Which is
So-
what I love to do, you know. So.
Yeah.
I watched
I
the
always
first
wait till-
episode and it's very good.
My fiance likes to watch episode by episode, and I make her wait. It's like so I can just blast through it, you know.
I
Yeah.
watched this episode by episode because like multiple friends of mine were watching episode by episode, so I didn't want it to be spoiled.
Right.
So that's why I did. But it's good. You'll like it.
It looks cool.
I think we know a little bit about your taste. So
Yeah, it looks cool.
So let's see. New games resolutions.
Yeah.
Let's have Ryan kick this one off.
Did we already tell everybody? So, new games resolution, in case you are a new listener and haven't been here in years past, this is the idea that there's got to be a game somewhere on that shelf of yours or in your backlog or wherever you keep the old games that you never got around to, that you're like, man, that's a game I always wanted to play, but I never played it. So what's a game like that for you? What's a game like that for me? Well, John, I thought long and hard, and I know how much I let everybody down with the long RPGs that I didn't play in the past. And last year I absolutely destroyed it with Dante's Inferno and knocked it out in like the first like month or like
that one's
2
a
months.
quick one.
So I was like, what's a game that I literally cannot take very long to beat? And I just heard somebody give a really in-depth review on this because it's one of their favorite game series. I'm gonna play Pikmin. Pikmin
Nice.
is a maximum of 8 hours or so because there is a time limit. You literally can only spend so long playing that game. So I will knock it out very quickly and then move on with the rest of my gaming year, which, I think originally the new games resolution was a great idea because I felt like I wasn't playing that many games, but I was honestly surprised at how much I did play this year and how many different things I was able to play. I feel like Game Pass was a huge part of that this year. So I'm really looking forward to being able to play more next year and not having this hang over my head all year.
I think if you're really looking forward to playing more next year, you should double down and play
No,
Pikmin
I'm not
2
doubling
as well.
down because I didn't start this game ever before because I really didn't think I would like it because of the timer. I think
so
that's
how
the
about
thing that
this?
always drove me away from it. So I'm going to give it a chance, but I'm not going to I'm going to play all the Shenmues and then only play one Shenmue.
Hold on. I specifically, that year that I played Shenmue for my new games resolution, I specifically called out that I would play Shenmue 2 if I liked Shenmue 1 and I felt that I really needed to play Shenmue 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Shenmue 1 was okay. It was not the best game I've ever played. I will play Shenmue 2, and
I feel like that's how Pikmin's going to be for me.
When Shenmue came out, it was like wild because the graphics, but revisiting it, it has some rough spots.
It's rough, and so
unless you're just really into the jank. Like I watched Brutal Moose do a playthrough on his Twitch, and he just loved like going to the gachapon machine and seeing what he could get, and like dug like the jankiness of like racing the forklifts and stuff. And it's like if you're into it, you're into it. Dude,
it was huge when it first came out because the graphics were phenomenal. Like it was crazy to see that, so
yeah,
I got the hype.
I was tempted to play it on the Dreamcast, but ended up, playing on PS4 with the HD remakes. By the way, I don't know if there's people blowing fireworks up out here, so I'm not sure if it's going to bleed through.
No, I can't hear anything.
Okay. I mean, honestly, it might bleed through. We'll see. So if people are wondering what the popping is, there is not gunshots, it's fireworks. It is December 29th as we're recording.
I haven't played the HD remakes, but I had a friend who actually worked on them, so I probably should try it. I should probably work on them too.
You got to hook us up.
Yeah, right.
You got to hook us up to get him on here, and then I'll
be like, he will come on, definitely, yeah.
Be like, man, I love Shenmue. It's great stuff.
No, he will. He worked on a lot of commercial games, and he will come on your podcast for sure.
Sweet.
He's a cool guy. He's a really cool guy. Yeah.
We'll chat afterwards then.
Yeah.
Get that connection.
Sure.
So breaking news on the Game Deflators. But Ryan, I really do think like you should stretch goal it. If you like Pikmin 1, then you should look into Pikmin 2. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, then don't play it. But if you really do like it, I think it's another 8-12 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I do absolutely dig the game, then I will, but I'm just not going to set the people up for disappointment. I've done enough of that already.
Persona 4. Right?
Persona Dude, 4? I played like an hour of Persona 4 and I realized that I was getting into something huge. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to come back to this whenever I have time.
Yeah, I played 12 hours of it and it was my new games resolution for 2 years.
And we had a punishment. He had to play Blue's Clues on the PlayStation 1.
Oh, nice. How was that?
Well, it was way better. It was way better.
All right,
Dude, we're gonna have some Persona fans like kicking our ass here.
yeah, right.
Like that's so
funny.
bad. I mean,
Blues Clues on the PS1.
Oh, dude.
I will say that
it
Blue's
was
Clues
great.
game was not bad. It's better than Miss Spider's Tea Party. I mean, that was that was rough. That was a bad one.
We don't talk about that.
Funny.
We've played some really crappy games, but I think the one that beats it all is Revolution X and then Shadow Master.
Revolution X, dude. I played that growing up. That's so funny.
Don't play it on
it's
Super
rough
Nintendo.
coming back to it.
Yeah.
Dude, like on the arcade, fantastic. Playing it on a Super Nintendo, not so great.
Yeah, whenever I was a little kid, I thought it was epic, and then I came back to it and I was like, "Whoa!"
That's it made our number one worst Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, it's rough.
We had. So Rue, how about yourself, man? What do you got going for New Games Resolution?
Well, last year I started on the Dot Hack series.
Ooh.
Nice.
And I beat Infection, and I started on Mutation. So I'm on the second game out of 4, and I really want to finish all 4 games. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was just like a grindy kind of game where you just like battle.
You watch the animes?
No, not at all. Actually,
Because
I
those
know they
came bundled.
They
with
come,
like,
yeah. It's funny because I have the physicals, like, and I have the anime, that
Okay.
comes with it. But I feel like I popped it on once, but I didn't want to ever spoil myself. I wanted to like play the game, and like experience whatever happens in the anime in the game. And I was like, I'll watch the anime whenever I beat the game, and never got around to beating it.
So Dot Hack. So you're gonna play Dot Hack then?
Yeah, that's mine.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I actually got as far as Outbreak, and so I love the games. I had the physicals as well, and
Yeah.
the DVDs, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
But I got as far as Outbreak, and the reason I stopped playing Outbreak was because my PS3 at the time yellow lighted. Luckily, I had all of my data. I knew somebody that went ahead and did like a quick, repair on the PS3, like not a long repair, but enough for me to turn on the PS3, get all of my save data. I'm like, look, I just want my save data. So like, if
Because it carries over.
Yeah.
Fuck,
so like,
it would suck to lose that, dude.
yeah. So I have it on a USB with thumb drive that I ripped off of that. And then for like several years, I needed to get like the PlayStation 2 to PS3 adapter. So now that I got a PS3 Slim, I have to plug the USB into the PS3, download all of the data, and put it onto my new PS3, rip that data onto a memory card with the PS2 memory card adapter, then play it on the PS2. So I finally got all that stuff, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, man, the save data, like whatever you play in Infection, all the items, your levels, everything carries on number 2, 3.
It might be worth just replaying at this point,
Yeah,
Like,
honestly, do you even remember? Does it matter what your setup was?
Yeah, because I had some really badass stuff, and I don't want to spend the 40 hours of gameplay per game.
It's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot.
That's true.
Yeah. And as Rue said, it's super grind heavy. So you're like finding.
Yeah, and what's weird is I like those kind of games. I like the original Dragon Warrior, and like it's a super grind game. For some reason I like those games.
Like I did all the grunty breeding and stuff, and like I think it's the second one or first one. So I had like all the grunties. I had like multiple. Different like the apples and fungus and everything.
That hurts, man.
Yeah,
that hurts.
You kind of have
games
to.
Go
you got to carry on your data. Like I'm just not going to restart that. No way.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man.
And that's something that because I finished number 2 and I started to get into number 3, like number 3 should have like a recap at least, and then I should be able to pick it up from there. And worst case scenario, I just watch like a quick,
They pick up real good. Like I started on Mutation like 6 months ago, like right before my daughter was born, and then I think that's probably why I haven't played.
Yeah.
Those games are such a cool implementation of that, like moving the data from like one game to the next. Like, that's one of the biggest questions that I still have for like, what are they going to do with like the Final Fantasy remakes? Like, are those going to carry through? Like 9 years from now, are we going to be using our same data?
They would have to.
Yeah, how does that work? I wonder.
I think it would have to carry on. Like, there's no reason it wouldn't.
It's such an old system. Like, those games are from like the early 2000s, right?
Maybe your PlayStation account or whatever.
So like, I mean, there's not many games besides like what Mass Effect does this. Yeah. Like I feel like it's a really underutilized thing.
I think Mass Effect did it to where you could answer questions at the beginning if you didn't have the save data.
It was just decisions. It wasn't like your actual character. I wish there were more games that did stuff with like with that, but I guess you need to like know you're gonna have a hit and know you're gonna finish it out to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Dot Hack anime? Is it worth watching? Am I going to spoil myself if I watch it?
So I think that one that comes with the games is what's happening outside of the game, like in the real world, not what's going on in the game world. And then all the other animes are like
their own thing.
They're just like a shotgun of quality. Like you can find which ones are good to watch and which ones aren't, but you don't need to watch any of them or all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much
yeah.
the games.
I was always scared to watch it because I didn't want to spoil myself on the games. You know.
I think the original Dot Hack Sign and the original game series are like parallels. Like they have a lot of similar characters and similar situations, but like your main character isn't in the anime and the main anime character isn't in the game, so they're not the same story.
Gotcha. Okay.
It just never seemed like an anime I'd really get into, so I just never watched it personally. But like Ryan said, I don't think there's anything that's going to be spoiled by watching the anime.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I really like the games. Cool games.
For my new games resolution, this was totally out of left field for me. I'm going to play Cardia, The World of Fate. That's what I'm playing. It is Cardia. It is, some places call it Legend of Cardia, but Cardia, The World of Fate. It's a tactical RPG released on the PS1 in 1998 by Atlas. And it's one of those titles that it's just kind of caught my attention multiple times over the years.
And so like anime style?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat. And so it's just a title that cover alone, like it's Ryan, you know, and a lot of people
this is a solid cover art.
It's exactly. The cover art itself is very much like it stands out. Like it captures your attention. It's one that every time I look at like lists of PS1 RPGs, because I'm specifically collecting PS1 RPGs.
Dude, and it had some good ones too.
Yeah, it did. It's all solid.
It had some bangers. Also PS2, man. Both systems had some real banger RPG games.
And those are the two consoles that I collect RPGs predominantly for, and PS2 horror games, because there's a lot of good horror games on there. But yeah, so I mean, this one always caught my attention. I do like tactical based RPGs. It's got pretty decent ratings. It's set up in like 36 chapters, and you play 18 with one character and then 18 with another character. Cool. I don't know too much beyond that, but it just seems like a very interesting concept to me, storytelling wise. Right. So it's one I've always wanted to play. I've always had my eye on it. I bought it for a reason, not just to collect, but to actually play it. And that's what I'm going to beat this year.
Is it a rare game?
I mean, nowadays,
was it expensive? Did you buy it?
What did I buy it for?
It's always scary to play like an expensive game, like physically.
Oh, dude! Like Ryan and we had an episode where we played my 3 most expensive PS2 games.
What were they?
Kuon, Rule of Rose, and Haunting Grounds. That in itself,
it's like $40 loose. Cardia is.
Yeah, well, like when Ryan and I played,
it's pretty costly.
Well, when we played Rule of Rose, that at the time was like, what, $700 for a complete copy? And then, actually, Cardia's gone up a lot. It used to be about $35, $40 when I bought it. And it is now, I bought it, but like 2018, 2019. And it was like $40 back then for a complete in box. So it's like doubled in price. In fact, it was $111 earlier this year. So
wow,
it tells you where it was at. But no, Rule of Rose and Kuon. I think Kuon's at one point is like $800. Haunting Ground was like $400 or $500, and then Rule of Rose is like $600 or $700. And we played all 3 of those.
That's epic.
So, like I take good care of my stuff, so I'm not scared that I'm gonna like ruin it. Disparate is the only thing I'm really scared about on some of my games, like my Saturn Bomberman, which is like $400 or $500. So we've played that one a few times.
It sucks because it's like inevitable. It's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. Like honestly, I should sell all my Saturn stuff while I can. I don't have a lot, you know, but it might be worth getting rid of just because of the Discrot and start moving into some other stuff.
Transition that wealth over to some other consoles.
Yep. Well, that's what I have for my new games resolution. That's really all we got for the episode. That's what we're going to discuss.
Yeah. It's good stuff, dude.
Yeah, so we'll have to keep track of you and see what's up. You'll have to let us know when you beat the games.
Sure.
So we can check it off. Otherwise, we're going to be hammering you like this time next year.
Did you beat Dot Hack?
Right. Can't wait
do you
to
have
see
to-
what your announcement's going to be next month.
Oh yeah, man, I have a few honestly. Like, so one of them is an FMV game. I have to mention because you were talking about playing FMV games earlier, and it was a previously unreleased one. So I'm excited for that.
Which console is that one on again?
That's gonna be on a CDI.
Ooh.
It's also a PC game though. So
Okay, cool. So I'll be able to play it on PC.
yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
And then
With
most of
all
your
the ray
games-
tracing.
Yeah.
Most of your games you do release for free, and
Yeah.
otherwise physical
Yeah,
obviously cost, right?
Almost all of them. If I'm partnered with somebody, like it's not only my decision, but if it is my decision, then yeah, it's always going to be like you can get a ROM for free, or
Nice.
you know, I don't ever want to restrict people from playing games. You know, it's just like if you want a physical copy, then that's where the money comes into
The man of the people.
you know, it's just one of those things. It's like I just want people to have fun, just like I have fun. So
Makes it easy for people like us too to like review the games.
Yeah,
like just talk about them. So yeah, I'll have to dig into your website again and see like
sure.
Ellen and other games like that. And
Yeah,
you have like the copies available for like just quick play, and then just I mean it's an easy way to get to play the game, test it out.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean it's on the internet. Definitely, the Dune version is out there too, so you can definitely
nice
play both versions. It's in compare and contrast.
Very nice. Well, dude, if you can remind the people where to find you,
sure,
and then we'll finish up the episode here.
www.theretroroomgames.com. It's where all of my stuff is. If you just type in the Retro Room on basically anything, then you'll be able to find me. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's usually the same little logo with purple Rue, where it says room. It's like Rue in purple. So, yeah, it's easy to find me.
Sweet. Well, guys, we have been joined by Rue of the Retro Room to talk about our new games resolutions for 2023. This has been episode 216 of the Game Deflators Podcast. My name's John.
I'm Ryan.
And we've been joined by Rue.
Thanks, guys, for having me, for sure. I'd love to come on again.
Yeah, we'll have you on for sure.
Yeah.
And everyone, thanks for listening.